Once again, Corey is not letting Phil get into position before he starts the podcast. Welcome to episode 5. My name is Corey Finley, also known as the Snake.
Oh, that's good stuff, brother. That's good stuff, man.
Welcome to episode 5. It's actually not. It's episode 4 for real. That's what we're calling this one.
4 for real.
It's up on the board. Episode 4 for real.
Yeah.
Or fur. Episode 4 for real.
Okay. Yeah, welcome back to the show. So, the snake, huh?
I just made that up.
Yeah, that was good. I like it. So, Corey the Snake.
I was thinking back through when I played Metal Gear Solid.
Okay. Yeah.
On the PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the full game. I had the demo.
Oh.
Like the demo disc. It had like 20 or so games on it.
Yeah. That was one of the first games I played that the storyline made
the demo
me go.
Disc?
That
was one of your first games? The
no,
demo
no,
disc?
No, no.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah. One of the first games that I played that the storyline made me go,
yeah.
What happened? Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was Metal Gear Solid 2. And I don't know if it was the first, chapter of the game, first level, whatever. But he was in Russia, and it's kind of a top-down view. Mother Russia. And he had the Nikita missiles that you could like shoot and drive, and then you could get in a box.
Yep.
And like crawl around.
Yeah, I think that was 2.
That was my favorite part, was the box, because
the
soldiers would come up and go, "What's in the box?"
Yeah. You could tap. You could smoke cigarettes. You could.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that stuff. Someone's gonna comment and be like, "No, it was not part 2. That was Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty." Or
Susie's making faces at us over there.
Snoozy. Oh, snoozy.
Because we're not in a studio all by ourselves, are we?
No,
it's like a
we're
co-working
in this room,
space.
just us, but
yeah, it's like a co-working space.
Sometime we'll have to like show them.
People may walk in.
Maybe
We've got a sign on the door. I need an on-air thing.
Yeah.
Like a light. You could just
like official.
Yeah, that way you could do it because it just looks cool.
It is way cool.
On air or what, recording, whatever it says. My wife's favorite joke. My wife's very straight-laced, just a good girl. At least she was before we got married. And her favorite joke.
You messed her up.
I did. I warped her.
Yep.
She was, what does the fish say when it hits the cement wall?
Wow. Damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's her favorite joke. That's now my favorite joke.
She liked that one a lot.
It's good. That's good.
So we just got done with a business networking group meeting.
Man, it was so good today.
It was good today.
I mean, it's always good, but it was maybe because we missed a week because of Thanksgiving or whatever, but it was great.
Which is encouraging because we're excited to see each other.
Right.
And so the energy was higher than normal, which is already high.
Yep.
And it just showed that we have become friends.
Right.
Business first, friends second,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, right.
But like, we're there for a business reason, I guess is what I'm saying.
We are.
But there's great friendships there.
I mean, I would say that some of those friendships for me have turned into friend first, business second.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'd much rather keep the relationship intact if it means, having to give up on some business or something.
Yeah. And I don't, exactly, because integrity first.
Yeah.
And I don't work with everybody in the group. There's about 25 people. I don't, I work with half of them maybe.
Right.
Have done work with half of them.
Yep.
So definitely, friends first, kind of thing. But it's like what they say, people do business with those that they know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
And I think that holds true. But yeah, it was fun. It was just a good morning.
Right. It was a good morning.
There's a lot of good. So Thanksgiving just happened. I don't know when we're going to air this. So we're probably going to do 10 episodes before we put them out in the wild?
Yeah.
Somewhere between 5 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
So Thanksgiving just happened a couple days ago.
We're telling you our secrets.
How was Thanksgiving?
It was very nice and relaxing. I certainly needed that for sure.
You traveled a bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah. We went to Springfield Mo.
Nice.
Springfield Mo.
It's what, 3 hours?
Where dreams come true. Yeah, about.
Yeah. Is that where dreams come true?
Yeah, I've seen the T-shirt. My wife has it, so it's got. If it's on a T-shirt, it's got to be real.
I don't believe you.
I mean, a dream came true there for me. I met my wife, and so started a family there.
Aww.
That was a. What are you looking for?
Something like aww.
There's
clapping.
Yeah, I think that's the
orangish
second. No, the one above it. It's the red. I was going to say the second red one, but you shouted orange before.
It's not very loud. Crowd's getting closer. Get away. Back away.
Nobody's going to watch our show.
Yes, they are. That's the problem. Then we're going to know who our people are.
That's right. But it was good. Yeah, it was nice. A few days off. We drove up on Wednesday, came back actually Thanksgiving evening, and then had a couple days just at home to enjoy the fireplace and all the kids being home and all that
I would
stuff.
love a fireplace.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm jealous of you.
I'm sorry. You have to come over and enjoy it.
How come I haven't?
I don't know.
You've been to my house.
I have been more than once.
So before you sell your house, I need to come over.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
2 Thanksgivings and a Christmas was my Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it sounds like a movie title.
Or a podcast episode. Maybe that should be a band title.
Ooh.
2 Thanksgivings and a Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Starring Chevy Chase. So my mom passed away 2.5-ish months ago. So that was a little tough. I had some, I won't say I broke down, but I had some kind of pre-breakdown moments,
Sure.
Just stupid things, like, not stupid, not loose term. You see some, like, a pillow,
Right.
or what, like, that was my mom's pillow.
Say it like things that you wouldn't
Yeah.
expect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I expect if I see a picture of my mom,
Right.
Or a memory, I'm like, I
Yep.
miss her. But it was like, that's her spatula, So,
She always flipped biscuits with that. Yeah. Yeah.
So, just good moments though. It's like, it's good to get that energy out, to vent
Right.
that, because it's in there.
Yeah.
There's the sorrow. There's also the hope and the joy, because I know my mom is a believer, and I know she's with Jesus.
Yeah.
And so there's that hope.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I don't remember if I said this in a past episode or not. It's like a car driver analogy for me.
Yeah.
This is my car.
Right.
My driver's inside. It's my spirit.
Right.
It's my soul. And so her car is dead, but she is not.
Right.
So I have that forward future hope
Right.
of reuniting.
Yeah.
But this is the temporary sadness,
Right.
And so,
Right.
but it's good to get that out. So that was good, and tough, but it's the first major holiday, first holiday since that. Had a lot of fun. Went down to my dad's house, and which is about 45 minutes out in the country.
Yeah.
And so just some good kind of stars are awesome,
Right.
things like that.
Yeah.
Were cool. The
Right.
dog, and then we went over to my wife's parents' house, which is here local as well. Her brother and his family, 3 kids, wife, came down from outside of Chicago, a couple hours outside of Chicago, but up in that area. Came down. They're not going to come down for Christmas, so we did Thanksgiving on Thursday. We had a fun just hangout day, puzzles, games, things like that. And then we had Christmas on Saturday.
Yeah.
So got myself a watch
Nice.
and some other things, but so it was busy.
Cool.
So looked forward to just doing nothing on Sunday and then back to work on Monday, which I always like. So
I do too. Somebody said something about that today. It was like, oh, it wasn't long enough. Like, I enjoy the breaks. I enjoy the tradition and the family time and the things like that. But I don't know, with what I'm doing right now, I was super excited to get back to work and get cranking on stuff. So
that's kind of fun because I was just talking to somebody about that the other day too. I was like, you were like, oh, Monday sucks. And I'm like, I look forward to the weekend and I look forward to Monday.
Right.
Like, I like doing what I do.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Right.
Yep. Building my empire.
That's right.
It might be a small, tiny little empire, but it's mine.
It's yours. You get to. There was something you said when you were talking about your mom that actually, you said, it's looking the hope to eternity together, right? So I was actually thinking about that this morning as I was doing my morning devos, reading in Colossians. It really didn't have much to do, at least what I'm thinking now, didn't have much to do with Colossians other than Paul wrote Colossians, right? And so Paul and Timothy. But that it's not just like your mom. My dad passed. This was our 4th Thanksgiving without him. That's right. So 2019. But like, so not only will we be reunited with loved ones, but like we're going to get to hang out with like Paul and
I know, right?
all the apostles.
What a thought.
I mean, Jesus, that in and of itself, obviously, but then all these other people that we've read and talked about for at least my whole life. Noah and all of them.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to some of that stuff.
That's going to be cool.
That's going to be way
Grandpa
cool.
Noah.
Grandpa Noah. Man. That's so true.
Isn't it crazy?
So true.
Think about that.
Yeah. Adam.
So
Adam,
great Grandpa
Those are
Noah.
a few greats. But anyway, I don't know. I was just thinking about that this morning, like how cool that would be, and
That'd be cool.
get to maybe ask him questions that he didn't. He didn't write in a letter to a church.
That he didn't get to put down on
right.
his web funnel.
Be like, Paul, write me a letter. I want a letter.
Well, you weren't a bad church, so I didn't have to.
Right. Well, nowadays, I'll tell you what, if Paul was still around, some of these churches would be getting letters. You know what I'm saying?
Is certified from Corinth.
That's right. Straight out of Rome.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know. Random thought, but thought that was cool. So
Colossians. I could not recite it anymore, but I memorized Colossians 3 at one point. The whole chapter. It was really cool. Really good. When you memorize something, I feel like you get a different perspective of it, and it sticks in a different kind of way.
yeah.
And it also almost becomes yours.
Right.
It's personal now.
Right.
I've memorized this. It's mine. This is my blanket.
Well, yeah. That's the whole thing about hiding God's word in your heart. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody can come and take my Bible away from me and set it on fire, but if I know it, you can't take that out of me. Like, so that's,
So I just watched I don't know if it was TikTok or a reel or something, but I just watched a short video, and the lady was asking a guy and he seemed like a professor type, he just had kind of that teacher vibe. She was asking him, what's one of your favorite Hebrew or Yiddish words? And his answer was so cool. Would you like to know what it is?
I would love to know.
I'm going to tell you in the next episode.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Sounds good.
Let's take a break.
Already?
No, I'm kidding. So, it's been 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 13.
Yeah,
wow, you guys are still watching.
But we had to reset on some things.
Mr. B said if you're watching a video this far, as long as the content doesn't just completely change, like people are going to keep watching. So you guys are in it. You're in it now.
As long as the content doesn't completely change, I feel like what we talk about changes every 3 minutes.
like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So his favorite word is, it's the same word, it means two completely different things, but it doesn't. I love entendres.
Hit it.
It's the word for word and the word for thing, like
Yeah.
a physical thing, like a noun. It's the same.
Huh?
Same word. Means word, means thing.
Yeah.
And that was their concept. That's how they understood everything. Words have substance.
Yeah.
Words are powerful.
Yeah,
they are things. In the beginning, God said, let there be light, and there was light. And I feel like that is something that both sides of the aisle, so to speak, will agree with. You've got, let's say, so I'm whenever I take a political quiz, I always end up being kind of conservative libertarian. I'd say get out of my face, government, but I also like some conservative rules.
Yeah.
And some like old school rules.
Yep.
Old school ethics, whatever. Yep. However you want to say that. So let's say if I'm middle, I like it just a little bit over on the right side for that. I don't like big government. I don't like a ton of rules. So I like just you do your thing. Just don't bug anybody else. Like but not anarchy.
Right.
Like we need some law.
Yeah.
But I feel like both sides of the aisle can agree with, like, let's say a far left person, mental trauma, just mental abuse, like like those are great things to talk about.
Yeah.
They would agree with that, like that mental stuff is a real thing.
Sure.
Like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And so I think that on the very far right side too, we passed me over there, would also be the same kind of thought. Like, words do have power. Like they say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Yeah.
A bullshit. Right?
Bullshit.
Like the lies that we believe impact our actions all the time.
Right.
Like words have so much power. Oh, it's just in your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually something I've been kind of, I guess, practicing, walking through, dealing with just from, just life right now, life from a standpoint of mostly business. And if, the whole conversation of, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing, kind of a thing, and then the self-talk that comes out of that, like I'm trying to go back and be like, man, I know that at this point I felt a certain way about what I was doing and who I was. I gotta quit that. I need to speak life, as it were, right?
Yeah.
So, the words are extremely powerful. So.
What are some negative things? What are some lies that you're speaking over yourself in this season?
Something that has been and maybe this came out on another episode, I don't remember, but just the whole imposter syndrome type of thing. Yeah, I think unfortunately I deal with that more than I probably ought to.
Day.
Yeah, right. So I will say, having people in my life, such as yourself and other people that I trust and talk to on a I don't know, whatever, look up to them and things like that. Just the things that they say that I want to believe about myself, that maybe I don't. But when they say them, I go, okay, maybe I should believe that. Like, okay, that's I'm gonna make a conscious effort to accept those things and what people are saying about me when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah,
that I feel like, okay, well, that resonates with who I want to be. It helps me, I think, achieve who I want to be.
Yeah.
So
I've got this tattoo. I don't know which camera can see this. Probably that one
over there.
Maybe both, actually.
Maybe both.
It just says Yahweh. There's a cool story there, but I want to get another one on this side. Also,
this is Corey.
Also, Papa. They love it when they call me Big Papa. It's gonna be a long tattoo.
It is.
2 lines, but the good hand of his God was upon him. That's what it's gonna say.
Yeah.
I've always loved that. I believe that's Hosea. Sorry. And it was like,
could be Jose. Hey,
Jose. That's Jesus. So, but stuff was going. People were doing things, and they were talking about stuff, and
things and stuff
in some places, but it just kept saying over and over again. And the good hand of his God was upon him.
Yeah.
And for me, that is like one of my cornerstone things that I try to speak over myself is, it's not my power, my strength. It's his, which is what this means. This is on my dominant hand. It's on my main forearm. I write things. I'm a creative. I use my hands a lot, taking photos and things. So when I look down, I remember it's his power. It's his strength, not mine. And over here, it's the good hand of my God was upon me, and it's all blessings come from him.
Right.
And just to speak that speak that over myself, and to remember that he didn't have to call me. He didn't have to choose me. He didn't have to adopt me, but he did.
Yeah.
And that's humbling and powerful. And I hate when people say, well, let me Uno reverse. I know that's the thing these days. My son carries an Uno reverse in his pocket. So that he can say things back to people. I feel like that's the current. I know you. You are, but what am I? I feel like that. Like rubber glue sticks to me.
Your glue. Whatever you say bounces off me sticks to you.
Yeah, that's Uno reverse. It's so much shorter. This generation's smart. Just carry a card.
Yeah, everything's so much shorter. Cap, no cap.
Bet.
Right. Lit fam.
So I am worth Jesus's death.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, you're not.
Right.
He didn't have to die for you. He chose to die. He chose to die for me.
Yeah.
I am worth it. He said I was worth it.
Right.
Because he did it. I was worth his sacrifice.
Right.
His love was that strong for me that he died for me.
Yeah.
And you.
Right.
And you. And you.
I'll point it out.
Yeah, thank you. So it's like words, they're things.
Right.
Words are powerful.
Yep.
And I like when people say, oh, it's just in your brain. Okay, actually, let's think about that for a second, right? Neuroscientists that are watching this, put it in the comments below. Send us a link to a medical journal. Everything that happens,
WebMD.
I touch you. Technically, I never actually touch you because of electromagnets, and I can't actually touch you. Atoms don't touch each other. They like two magnets. You're not touching your chair. You're floating above it.
I feel like I am.
Feels like you are.
Actually.
I know. The floor is mostly empty space.
We're
going to go, I could go off on this for a while.
Floor's
but
lava.
It's all in your brain. Okay, let's think about that. I touch you. I feel it, right?
Yeah.
That's an electrical signal.
I felt it.
It's an electrical signal that
Paramedics.
translates all the way up to my brain, says things happened, and then now I know now that I know that I've done it.
Yeah.
And it was so fast. It's faster than I
and
know
you feel
that
it
was.
right there.
And
you don't feel it in your brain. You feel it right there.
I feel it right here. Yeah. But my brain said it. So that's at least an electrical signal, which there's physical aspects of electricity. But also...
I feel so stupid right now.
But also... Part of you likes that.
All of me likes that.
I just caused an electrical and a drug-induced reaction in your brain, dopamine.
I like drugs.
So when I drink this liquid, everything's dopamine. The route that we drive home is dopamine. Our brains are used to going a certain way. So neurons, right?
That's why you miss turns and things sometimes when you're just on autopilot.
Because I didn't have my drugs.
Yeah.
So there's the wires in our brain. They got a little end there, but they don't touch. Stuff, that's the technical term. Stuff sparks across from this wire to that one, and they don't touch. So neurons, right? Because they're firing across gaps.
Is that how the force works?
It is. And so 1 out of 4 people definitely put this in the chat. Say, I'm one of the ones. I'm one of the 4.
I'm lifting my camera right
If I were to go outside right now and it's bright and sunny, I will sneeze because it's bright. So
if I have to sneeze and can't, I look at a bright light.
Yeah, so that's part of it. Mm-hmm. So there's a neuron wire spark circuit board thing here, and there's one here. This one up on the top. This one on the top says it's
for the 2 of you left watching this right now.
I hope one of you is a neuroscientist. The one on the top, they're going to be like, yeah, he's actually right. One on the top says it's bright, dilate the eyes. The one on the bottom says you're allergic to that, get away. Achoo, I want to get it out of my body. They cross spark. So when it's bright, I sneeze because I'm allergic to the light, but I'm not allergic to the light. My brain just says, dilate the eyes, sneeze, just do something.
Something.
Do
things.
So 1 out of 4 do that. So next time you walk out of Target, Bass Pro, Guitar Center, wherever.
What are some more?
Adorama.
Best Buy.
B&H Photo.
Walmart.
Payless Shoes. Blockbuster. Pancake Place.
Boulevard Brewing.
IHOP. Next time you walk out of one of those places,
Mod Pizza.
Listen, there will be people sneezing.
Panera.
It's crazy. So my daughter and my son, they both have this. So all of that to say, dopamine.
What have we done?
Dopamine. So Oregon Trail, you played that game?
Yeah.
So
about 30 years ago.
I can show you the website where it's still live.
No,
I played it like 4 months ago.
Yeah, I played it recently.
The real Oregon Trail was said to have had ruts from the wagon wheels so deep you couldn't get out.
Yeah.
The wagons couldn't get out. Were so deep. Mm-hmm. Our brain does that. That's what dopamine is. That's what addiction is. Okay. We're so used to firing,
which is also why
fire.
our train tracks are as far apart as they are.
That's a
that's a whole. I'm sorry.
Rome.
Let's not. All right.
That's a cool one. Though.
Abort.
Shoot the rabbit.
Go ahead. What?
I got the right one.
You did. Nice job.
So the route that we take home, our brain is used to going, I saw that tree, I see this road sign, turn here, and that's the wagon wheel ruts. That's dopamine. Okay. Dopamine is addiction.
Right.
Everything is a dopamine hit. Everything is addiction. So,
you've got about 2 minutes to close this thought before we have to take a break.
I'm just do what I want to do.
We're still going to take a break.
So all of this to say, it's just in your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually is. It's a physical.
Right.
Those are drugs in my brain.
It's only in your
making these decisions.
I know it is.
They're gears in my watch turning and twisting things. So it's all in your brain. Words can't hurt. Like words are it's a literal physical thing, not just a metaphorical physical thing. Sure. It's a literal physical thing going on in my head.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
So if I were to hurt your feelings, that's a literal physical thing happening in you.
Yeah, I feel it.
Like if I were to cut you, that would cause damage.
Right.
If I were to verbally cut you, that would still cause damage.
Oh, dude, don't I know that?
Like, that's nuts.
It's nuts. Put a pin in it, baby. We'll be back in just a few minutes. What are you doing? I'll tell you what he's doing later. This commercial break is brought to you by KCBC 913.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Should we talk about that in a minute?
We should.
Let's do. All right, stick around. We'll
And
be right
bacon.
back.
Bacon.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast.
You went too far. Yep, that has to be the last episode.
Of what? The last episode of what?
How many episodes are we going to do per season?
97. I have no idea. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Two Fingers Podcast with Corey and Phil, your co-hosts. Today, we're talking about, like always, anything and everything. That's right. So, before the break, we were talking about things and stuff
And words.
and places.
Yeah, words and things.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And you had mentioned some just negative thoughts that have been floating around in your head.
Right.
We all have them.
We do.
Man, I think you can do a Facebook poll, like in the comments. I think you can do that. I'd be curious to know whether it's a poll or you just type it in. What are the biggest, most predominant, predominantes,
Predominante.
negative thoughts
Yeah.
that scroll
That's good.
around in our heads?
I would love to know that because
Yeah.
it may be that a lot of us share some of the same thoughts and like we need to stop it. Like, here's some advice.
I would
stop it.
I would put money on the fact that the top 3 comments are going to have tons of hearts and yeah, me too. I came here to say that.
Yeah.
Because it's very true. So let's guess.
Somebody might be like, I'm here for the comments.
I hope we get a comment reaction video someday.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. I have to work for other people's approval. And that's probably like 18 different versions of that same thing.
Right.
My worth is in my work. Maybe that's a better, more succinct way to say that.
Yeah.
So I do work hard, I work hard. I do it well, so that people will look up to me, so that I can show people that I'm not what they said I was. And that's probably from a perfectionistic, or what's the word I'm looking for? Not merit-based, but results-based. Whatever that term is. Parent, teacher, leader of some sort when you were young. I bet that's a big one.
I bet it is.
My worth is wrapped up in my.
There's your approval.
Get back. Too close.
Just messing.
I bet that's a big one.
I bet it is.
What's another big one?
I think, and I just say it, I'm going to say it's a big one because I do hear this frequently has to do with feeling loved. I mean, not just even self-worth. That's one thing. But even just, feeling loved by the people in your life that you think you should feel loved by or want to feel loved by. And, you're kind of out there on your own and you have nobody in your corner.
So not feeling loved.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
So what would have been the inappropriate word over them? Like what was the lie? What was the inappropriate authority? What was the trash talk? What was the verbal abuse? Whatever, right? What was that made that happen?
I think mostly it revolves around self-worth.
Okay.
You're not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and it may not even be from something that somebody even said, but just their actions that they showed.
So you're continuing to seek that approval.
Right.
And you're doing things, you're saying things, you're changing your behavior
right
to make them like you.
Yeah. And if you think that if somebody is not doing something, anything that you feel like it's something you've done, or it's because you're not worth it or you're not worthy of love.
They didn't call me to hang out with me. They must not like me. I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to make you think that if they didn't do something, it's your fault?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 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 So that one hits me pretty hard.
Yeah.
I was young. I don't know, second grade, third grade, something like that. You know, like pretty young, 4 or 5 years old, whatever that grade is. And I would pull away from my friend group, you know, my classmates. I would go to the corner and go outside or whatever. And if no one came to find me, followed me, then I would go, oh, they don't want to be around me. So I would pull away.
Sure.
And they're just like, where'd we go?
What happened?
See the bathroom?
Right.
You know, like they don't care. They're not like abandoning me.
Yep.
I'm the one that abandoned me.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And will you follow me? Will you come find me? So I had this abandonment. I had this self-worth type thing that I feel like I'm, you know, almost 40 now. I feel like I finally started to like work over that, you know, work through that in the last couple of years. But it's amazing, like the stupidest, littlest things.
Sure.
Trickle effects. Someone said something to you, you're a stupid duty poopy pants. And, you know, in first grade, and you're like, oh, I'm a duty poopy pants, you know? And so
my pants must actually be poopy.
Well, so I have a child, and someone said that to her.
Yeah.
And she is still struggling through potty training. Sure. Because that must be true. Yeah. They said I was a poopy pants. Right. That must be true. Yeah. And it's embarrassing. So if I do that, I don't want to tell anybody.
You said do.
I did.
Talking about poopy pants.
Poopy pants. Do. And so, yeah, it's like the tiniest little things. And I'm like, I wonder how many times I've screwed up my kids by something that I did not mean to say.
Sure.
Or did. That I said. Yeah. And it's like, Jesus, save us. Yeah. You know, it's like.
God bless us, everyone.
And every time I put my kids to bed, well, I need to reword that. When I put my kids, every time they say, Dad, you're the best dad in the world. 2 thoughts. Yeah. No, I'm not. Right. And, I just made my year. Right. You know? Yeah. And that first thought, it's crazy that you think, no, I'm not. You're like, I can count all the things. I'm judging myself instantly. I'm the accuser, you know, in that moment. I'm accusing myself. It's not the plaintiff in law. What's the
defendant?
No, the one that's accusing. The prosecutor.
Oh, sorry.
The prosecutor. I'm my own prosecutor in that moment.
Was like the accuser?
Yeah. So Satan is the accuser in the Bible.
The brethren.
Like that was his job, you know, was to accuse.
Yeah.
Phil did this. He screwed up. God, did you know that? I mean, that was his job. Right, yeah. You know. And music, apparently, too. He was really pretty. So yeah, he's a stud.
A lot of people say that he was the worship pastor of heaven. He was God's instrument for worship. There's a big difference.
That is interesting.
Yep.
And his name, speaking of double entendres, which we did earlier, his name's a double entendre. I forget, Nchesh, something like that, which means it's actually a triple entendre if I remember right. It's been 2 years since I read this book. It means copper. It means like bright and morning star, and it means like coal. So you can see how copper would kind of be seen as like a coal. It's got that bright kind of glow to it, you know, when it's polished. Yeah. And then the bright and morning star, and he's called the bright and morning star multiple times.
Yeah. But so is Jesus. Isn't that interesting?
I'd have to look at that.
Yeah.
I don't
look
remember.
at it. Yeah. He is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Interesting.
Which is always interesting to me. Yeah. But the accuser, yeah. So that's where we were, and I derailed you.
So in that moment, Dad, you're the best dad in the world. No, I'm not. Yeah. And I just list out all the things I've done wrong today in my head. Yeah. And, oh my gosh, thank you so much for your mercy and your grace.
But you also have to understand in that moment, you're the only dad they know. And when I say I mean that they relate to as a father. Yeah. They know other kids that have dads and what have you. Yeah. But they don't relate to those dads as their father. Yeah. They only are relating to you as their father. So that's what they know. Yeah. So in their world, you got to be the best because of how they can relate to you based on their relationship with other fathers. Yep. It's just not the same. Yeah. You quite literally are the best father
they've ever had
in their world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Only one human.
So stop saying you aren't. You actually are.
You're the only one that made you.
Right. Same with mothers. Yeah. You're the best mother to them.
And I look back at my relationship with my father. Yeah. And he messed up all the time. But I still think that he's the best dad ever.
Right.
Like love him.
Yeah.
proud of him.
Right. For
I
sure.
want to be like a lot of what he
sure.
is.
I heard this one time too, that you relate to God the way that you relate to your earthly father.
100%.
A lot of times.
100%.
That the way the picture that you have of your earthly father is the same picture that you have of your heavenly father.
So 100%, and also I don't agree with it all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not flawless.
Because there's a lot of things that I see about God that I don't see about my dad, because I feel like I understand from a baby human's point of view what God is and is supposed to be. And I know that my father's not ever able to be that, because we were born into sin. We're in this world.
Maybe let me quantify that a little bit, because I think it may be from people that really have not started on that journey to build a relationship with Yahweh. Right.
Yes,
so somebody,
I was thinking the same thing.
Right.
They had a bad dad.
Correct.
So they see God as that.
Right.
I had a good dad.
Yeah.
Even though he was a drug dealer and I didn't know it. I had a good dad. He treated me awesome. And so I have a good perspective of God.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting to know, is that if you had a great dad, or a dad that you thought was very loving, and is it easier for you to believe in a God and a heavenly father?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and actually take the step of relationship.
To if you're an atheist, did you have a good or bad relationship with your father?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm guessing it's going to be all over the board, because
I'm
that's
sure
not
it
the
will.
only.
I'm sure it
that's
will.
not the only element.
No, it's not. It isn't. But
yeah.
Then as we understand who God is and His character, then sure, I think ultimately we know that I'm not going to hold my dad up to God and go, yep, I view him the same. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Welcome to Psychology by Non-Psychologists. My name is Corey, and this is Phil.
Dr. Phil.
My name is Corey from Boy Meets World.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot there. And
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah. So, but you mentioned earlier imposter syndrome.
right.
And my bro, that
My bro.
has always been right up my alley
Right.
in the business world.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for real. It's real.
I have some pretty big goals, and I don't know, maybe this is the third segment. I wanted to ask you about some big, crazy goals that you had.
Yeah.
The big, hairy, audacious goals, or whatever they're called.
Right.
But I've got some big goals, and they're not. You made a joke about one of them earlier. I don't feel like they're selfish. Like, I feel like I've got purpose behind my goals. That are bigger than just me.
Yeah.
Do we have a visitor?
Nah, there's people
No?
walking around
Nice.
with a video camera, like their phone video and stuff. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's one of them look like Moses.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I know that guy then.
But now we got visitors from PlexPod.
Anyway, what was I saying? Big goals.
Goals, hairy ones.
Imposter syndrome. There it is.
Yeah.
So
Goals that need a shave.
I'm just going to ignore it, even though I didn't, because I laughed.
Yeah, imposter syndrome and
that's my brain right now. So yes, so
and a
I
goal
have
that I poked fun at or something.
Yeah, so
which you'll have to remind me, because
I have a
make fun
goal
of a lot of things all
of
the time.
owning like 50 businesses.
Sure.
I like starting things. I'm a starter.
Yeah.
I'm a startup entrepreneur, whatever term you want to put on it that sounds cool.
Serial.
Serial entrepreneur,
Yeah, right.
something an incubator, would say. But I love starting things. I love starting new things.
Right.
That's so
Same.
fun
Yeah,
for me.
right.
This is fun.
Yeah.
If we're going to do this for 18 years, I'm going to be bored of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll have started something else.
We will.
Or each episode will be
Right.
something totally crazy.
I think that's why our episodes are kind of just
that.
not just one topic.
Chaos. Yeah. So in that space of a startup entrepreneur, I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm not an expert in that field.
Sure.
It's not like I studied to be an engineer
Right.
for 20 years and now I'm starting an engineering company.
Yep.
I'm like, that's a good idea. I think I could get that going. I have a vision for it for the next year or two.
Yep.
I bet I could recruit awesome people to do this, to support this goal, and it can bless them,
Yeah.
feed their families, create a residual income stream for me, and then I can go start a new thing.
Yeah.
Once that has been stabilized and I found a great manager or I sold it to somebody, whatever it is.
Right.
So I'm never the expert in my field. I'm the expert at chaos.
Yeah. Right.
I'm the expert at jumping off a cliff going, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Who's got the parachute?
I'll build it from my pants.
Yeah, right.
You know, Wile E. Coyote. There's got to be a balloon down here for me to land on.
Right.
So that's the expert. That's what my expertise is.
Yeah.
Is chaos.
Right.
and
Right.
and change and risk.
Yeah.
I love me
Right.
some risk. So in any given field, any industry
Yep.
that I've been in, I feel like the fish out of water. I have no idea. Like whoever is sitting next to me, even if it's the intern,
Yeah.
unpaid intern, knows more than I do.
Sure.
They chose to be here.
Right.
You
Right,
know,
yeah.
like someone said yes to them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like going, hey, I can do a
Right,
thing.
right.
So imposter syndrome is like
Yeah.
my number one. Like
It's thick.
if I'm in a room with 100 people, I feel like the one guy, the 99 others know what I don't
Way
know.
more.
And I just feel like I don't know what they're going to say,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I just started a new company not that long ago,
Right.
months ago, and no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I do,
Right.
but I don't.
Right.
I get the concept,
Yep.
but you mentioned something about like lightning inverters and like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I can lightning inverter. zzz,
But I
invert.
think that's the brain you've got, though, is like somebody says something like that, and you're like, okay, note, I got to research lightning inverters. Okay, what does that mean?
That's not even a term.
Whatever. But you know what I'm saying.
do.
Yeah.
I
People are
do.
right now going, what's a lightning inverter? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to make one. But I think that's,
If you invent a lightning inverter, you need to call me because we have the same kind of brain. If you wanted to invent that right away, I like that.
that's right. That's right.
But no, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it, that's
My
just
brain
how it
is very fast.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the thinking through things, and just going, yeah, that could work. This could. So it's funny that you bring this up because yesterday morning, man, what was I?
Monday, isn't it?
It was Monday.
Monday.
I don't even remember what exactly I was talking about, but Kristen,
Bro, you were hitting it hard in there. Like you were just working. Just
well, it was before I even got here. It was while I was still at home, you know, getting my morning routine wrapped up to move this direction. But Kristen said something to me that it really did encourage me quite a bit.
gotta love those wives.
Oh man, I tell you, it's so good. She said, well, the difference is you are highly creative and you are a self-starter. So things like that for you, you look at it and go, well, why not? You see a deal here and go, well, yeah, we can come up with something to fix that issue. That's
Easy.
that's no problem. Yeah, we can take care of that.
Small potatoes.
Right, 100%. And so she said, but for her, she said, I'm not that way. She said, I am more administrative though. So if you tell me
Yeah.
the thing,
Yeah.
then I can all day go crazy on it and make things happen because I know the rules and what's supposed to happen. But
Yeah.
just to come up with something creatively like out of nowhere, she's like, that's just easy for you, and that's why you just do it.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful
I
encouragement.
was like, man, I needed that. That was
Yeah.
good. That was good.
Because I'm more like you, and I look at the brain type of like your wife, and
Sure.
my wife's probably very similar.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And I just look up to people like that can do that.
Right.
And what's interesting is I've had a number of people like that look up to people like us, go, wow, how do you do that?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm an extrovert, so naturally I'm more in the spotlight than not. So it's unfair that, you know, I'll typically probably get the props more
Sure.
than the set designer,
Right.
you know, behind the scenes.
Right.
But it's like, I can't do what they do. And that's
Yeah.
amazing to me. And I'm over here going like, what?
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. Right.
This is just normal for me.
Right.
Like, but what you did is
Right.
amazing.
Right.
You know, and it's really cool. It's kind of that truck versus Ferrari thing. Like,
Yeah.
which one's better?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah,
You know,
right.
for which application?
Right.
You know, and so yeah. So like your wife's probably a D type personality on the DISC
Sure.
test. You know, just get it done, focused, analytical. Probably a DS. I'm
Analytical,
guessing.
maybe. She's you know, I know she talks a lot about the Enneagram thing, and so she says that she's a 6, very loyal. You know,
Sure. Yeah. You're probably a 7 like me.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
I've taken it, I think, once, and I came up with something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So on the DISC test, I'm a high I, like 99 out of 100, 98 out of 100, and then a high D, like 87, 89, something very like, and then my CNS are just like, what are those?
Right.
Which
right.
are the stable, consistent, loyal employees.
Sure.
I'm over here going, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. I'm leaving. Okay, I'm back. Can I come
Right.
work for you again? Like
Right.
I'm all over the
Yeah.
place, the squirrel, right?
Yeah, for real.
But that's something that I have had to learn in the last couple of years is to let go of those other things that I'm not good at.
Yep.
Because when you're solopreneuring, you're wantrepreneuring, you're doing everything on your own. I'm doing all the roles because I can't afford to pay anybody.
Yeah.
And which is where you and I are both at with our new companies.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
It's hard, man.
It's hard.
Legit hard.
And so
Makes you question daily, like, what am I actually doing?
I want to be homeless right now. They get free food.
That's right. All right. That's
I have
right.
to pay for mine.
That's right.
And I don't have any.
You could sleep somewhere for free tonight.
It might smell like pee.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Well, okay. Oh man, so many tangents there. I slept with some homeless people for a few nights, and it was a lot of fun and hard. But so I need to be the guy in the room that says, "Crazy idea number 1, crazy idea number 2, crazy idea number 3. Forget crazy idea number 1 because that was awful. Crazy
Right.
idea number 4. Word vomit this. Forget 3. Let's go with 5. Make it happen. I have no idea how. Make it happen.
Right.
And then the other person goes, "Wow, I love your vision. I love what you said. I can see some consistencies. We need this, 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 and this. Question, question, question." And I'm like, answer, answer, answer. No, not that. This answer. And they're like, okay, impossible.
Yeah. Right.
And then they make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of that kind of relationship. And so when you get to a stage where you can have those extra people to be able to make the idea happen,
Yeah.
I can then just have ideas
Right.
and vision. The boat needs to go that way. You guys do something with the sails. You know?
Right. 100%. That's it.
Yeah. And then those people are like, now that I know what you want to do, I
Yep.
can make it happen.
Yep. Yeah.
Before they were like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like they can't make the thing in their head. So I make the thing and then they make that thing happen.
Yeah.
My thing could never happen without those people.
Sure.
So like they make it happen.
Yeah.
You know, so like it's this
Right.
beautiful symbiotic relationship.
I know from a ministry, background in ministry, like that was the thing, like leading ministries. I can paint the picture. I can paint the picture as big as anybody and get people excited about, oh yeah, that's awesome. And then, turn around and Kristen's standing there like, that's cool.
You think we can do
How are we going to do that? I'm like, well, that's why you're here.
Do
and
you
we
have
did.
$1,000 to
Right.
do that one thing?
And we would make it happen, and she would push it along, and then I'd have to do what I had to do to make the next stage. Anyway, it just it was a thing, and it kind of still is. So anyway,
When I was 13,
yeah,
lived in Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, 20 acres. First time we moved from the city in Denver
Yep.
to the country in Arkansas. Huge flip. And we designed, my dad and I think my mom had a little bit to do with it too, but my dad and I designed a fort that was on like a tree house, but it wasn't in a tree. It was like up on stilts, and it was a little house. It was probably like a 8x8 by 12 foot tall thing.
yeah,
The original design was awesome.
yeah,
It had running water, had electricity, trap doors, like a chalkboard in there. Like it was cool. It had insulation, like second level, like secret room.
yeah,
It was amazing.
yeah.
The final version was a lot more simple. It was still built to code because my dad built it,
Yep.
but it was a whole lot more simple. So
Right.
that's probably how we do things. Big idea. The D's like, how about this? And we're like, okay, let's
So
do that.
think about that for a second. Let's actually think about this practically.
Yeah.
So let's say that we didn't have the big stupid ideas. From what you just said, hey, this is the thing, it's the thing, it's the thing. And then it turns out like this.
Yeah.
And that happens most of the time.
Yeah.
So what if you go, it's the thing. It's going to turn out like this.
Yeah.
You just know what I'm saying?
It's like negotiation in a old school Aladdin bazaar.
Sure. Yeah. You got to have the guys.
1,000 rupees. How about 20?
Yeah.
800.
Right.
And you just
You got to have the guy or gal on the team that's like, we are going to lasso the moon,
Yeah.
and then we are going to use it like a ball on a ping pong battle. Savoing, savoing. And people are like, it's never going to happen.
How'd
well,
that
we're
go?
going to try. Savoing, savoing. Yeah. Just like that. Yeah.
I want that to be a GIF.
Anyway, moon, paddle.
When you edit this, can you
Yeah.
zoom in with a crappy resolution on that?
Probably.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, anyway, so you got to have the people that are like, this is ridiculous and we're going to get it. And
Yeah.
then the people that go, he's so ridiculous, we got to try to get it.
Yeah.
And then you come up with something that is at least further along than if you would have just gone, well, we can actually probably do this. Like, it'd be really easy to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because it's exactly what Grant Cardone talks about all the time with his 10X diatribe. Like,
Right.
whatever that word is, right?
Right.
I want to make $10,000 a month.
Yep.
So you try to make $10,000 a month and you end up making $8,000 a month.
Right.
Because stuff happens,
Right.
right? So he's like, why not say, let's make $100,000 a month? 10X that number. 10,000, 100,000. Let's go hundo.
Yep.
So you try to make a hundo
Yep.
and then you end up only making 50.
Right.
Well, 50 is a whole lot better than 8.
Or 0.
So even if you 10X it and you fail miserably, you're still going to be way better than your normal,
Right.
SMART goal.
Maybe you 5X'd it,
Yeah.
which is better than 1X.
Or 0.8X,
Right.
Yeah. And that was really good for me to hear because you hear about the SMART goals. What is it? The acronym.
Suck.
No.
Oh, sorry.
SMART. Specific,
Yeah.
measurable,
Got it.
attainable,
That's it.
realistic,
On it.
time-based.
Got it.
Specific goal. Be specific in it. Be realistic. Come on, be realistic.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
$100,000 a month. A hundo. Come on, be realistic.
Yeah.
Attainable. Can you really attain that?
You can't do that.
These are like lies already.
All you're
Come on,
lying to
can
my
you
face.
do that?
No.
You suck.
You can't.
You're not the big guy in the room.
Here we are with words again.
Attainable.
Oh, you suck.
Wait, specific.
Measurable.
Spumoni.
Ice cream.
Measurable.
Delicious.
Attainable.
You right.
Realistic.
Realistic.
And time-based. So the measurable and the time-based ones, let's go.
Yeah.
Specific, let's go. Let's be specific. The attainable and the realistic, screw you.
That's right. That's right.
I censored myself there.
That's right. Yeah, you did.
saw it in my eyes.
It was coming.
Jeff.
Yeah. We're gonna have to shut this segment down, my guy.
They are smart. It's smart to be smart.
Smart.
But also, I feel like the S, the M, and the T, those are great. But the A and the R, attainable and realistic, those ones come with a lot of those lies that we heard from youth.
Yeah.
And like what we had both talked about,
Right.
imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
So why not go, screw you, I'm going to go crazy.
Yeah.
You're going to think
Yeah.
I'm weird.
Right.
And I'm going to go way out here. So as long as I'm being specific, measurable, and time-based, if I'm anything that I attain,
Yeah.
let's stretch that out, right? Anything that I attain, or it's like hyper-realistic, well, the worst case scenario is that it's going to come back down to where it was before.
Yeah.
So you can't really screw that up. So go 10X, go 100X.
man. And that's a great place to end this segment. So, and maybe the episode. So let's come back at it next time at it.
Sounds good.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well,
See you later, everybody.
Thanks again for joining us here on Two Fingers Podcast. And Corey, Phil,
Yeah.
we'll catch you on the next one.
Goodbye.
Yeah, bye.
Love you. The British will know what that means.
Unfortunately.
Tuesday, ain't it?